Hello, and welcome to Paul and Len's debut ride on the FJR1300 AE to Rivington Barn. So, Rivington, absolutely fabulous place. The barn is a really old building. Huge oak beams. If you look up on the website, I'll put a link on in the description if I can remember. Many times I say about putting links in, and before I know it, I forgot. So if I do forget, forgive me. But if you look up Rivington Barn, you'll find it on Google. But yeah, it's a fantastic place, and they have many functions there, as well as sort of being a place where you can have a full Sunday lunch, Sunday roast, roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, vegetables, as well as your usual fast food fare like burgers and chips and bacon butties. Pork sandwiches, whatever. You can get everything. You can. I think there's a bar still there. I think there's a bar, so you can get if you're not driving, you can get a nice cold glass of beer. So yeah, it's a brilliant place. But they also do these Bavarian nights. With Bavarian music, and Lynn and me, we'd like to go to one of these, and I think it's this one that should be on our bucket list. In fact, I'm going to put it on the bucket list right here and now. So that's something for us to aim for. That's a goal, to go to one of these Bavarian nights. Because honestly, the way they deck it out, it must be a fantastic atmosphere. You must feel like you're in Germany. So yeah, we must do it. Right, so we're on the A675, as you've just seen. This road leads to Bolton eventually, but we're going to stop off at our usual place where we have photographs taken of our bikes. We've done this since 1984, and it's become, a bit of a special event. And so, of course, in the years that we've got back to biking, we've photographed the Deauville there, the first Pan-European, the Gull Wing. I think just the black one. We didn't photograph the red one up here. This is it now. See these photographs that Lynn took and I took, So we've stood there with our bike since '84, but as I say, since 2004, when we got back to biking, we've had a Honda Deauville 650, a SD1300 Pan-European, a black GL 1800, that was a 2007, followed by the second SD1300 Pan-European, followed by the first FJR1300, followed by the BMW 1600 GTL, and finally here we are in 2016 with Phoenix, the new FJR 1300. Proud as punch. So we had to explain, there was a little lad with his dad who were doing some building what we were doing, and so yeah. So a lot of memories there, and this is a photograph that, or I'll include a couple of photographs here of a blast from the past, and here we are. So that's Lynn on our Honda CM200T. The A registration, that was in 1984. That's me on the CM200. There I am, age 21. Hey. There's Lynn on the CD250. That was an F reg, that was 1989, and the 400 NC behind. And that's the 400 NC with myself. That was a good bike. So here we are, this is Abbey Village, and very, very busy now. I remember riding through here and there was absolutely no cars parked where you see now. It's amazing, you know, when you look back. There was just no parking like this, and because of this it's made it really, really dangerous, especially up here. There's a zebra crossing, and you've got to be really wary of doors opening and people crossing, children running across the road. So, you know, it's pretty dangerous really. Got to be very, very careful. This is where the road sinks here. I'm avoiding it there. So this is the start of the West Pennine moors, or moors. Some people pronounce it moor. That's M-O-O-R-S, moors. I say moors. That's what we say in Lancashire, moors. Because it's like, you know, a cow moos, doesn't it? You see a cow in the field, it goes moo. So put an R and an S on the end, that's moors. So there we are. More is M-O-R-E, isn't it? I want more, you know. It's a funny thing is the English language, isn't it? I mean, we could go further. We could go, you know, the different pronunciations, you know, between you know, over here on this side of the pond and in the other side in America. You know, aluminium, for instance, you know. That's what makes it so wonderful to communicate between different countries. You know, that's what makes it great. Right, so as I said, we're on the 675, the A675. Cyclists are in great numbers on this road, as well as motorcyclists, and they've made it, as you can see, double white lines, most of it. But the state of the road now means that you can only go 50 anyway, but you won't want to go any faster really, because it's in a bloody state like the rest of the roads, you know. I mean, you won't want to overtake in the middle there, because you've got a deep channel now that's dug out, you know. Get your tyre in that, you rip your tyre to shreds. But it's a lovely lovely area. There's a reservoir to the left behind those trees. I can't just remember the name of it now, but it's a very, very favourite spot for walkers, and you know, we should perhaps park up or take the car and go for a walk. You know. Now here we are. This is I don't think the camera will pick this up, but on the left shortly, over on the far side of the moors, when we get to the top of this climb, is Darwin Tower, or Victoria Tower, and I think it was built in 1899. I think it was to celebrate Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee, hence its name, Jubilee Tower, but it's otherwise known as Darwin Tower. And here's a photograph of it now. There you go. As I said, affords beautiful views. That's looking towards Blackburn, and by golly, it gets wild up there. So yeah, that's Darwin Tower, and as I say, that's I don't know if you can see it really. from here. No, you can't really. It's to the left of your picture now, but can't really see it. But this is towards Winter Hill. Now I'm on Winter Hill, and it's like winter all times of year. There is the TV mast for the majority of the northwest. I guess there's other stuff up there as well now, mobile phone masts and whatnot. So, but by golly, it does get rough in winter time up there. But this road's 50 miles an hour speed limit. Now, it's too slow, because what it does is antagonises these people who just won't adhere to the speed limit. I've said this before. You know, it just encourages more dangerous riding. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a limit. 60 is adequate, perfectly adequate. And yes, there are collisions with motorcyclists going over the limit and crossing the lines and whatnot, but a lot of it's caused by, you know, excessive speed or inappropriate speed. So, you know, reducing it to 50 for everyone is not the answer. That's my opinion. It's about riding responsibly, and the people who won't ride and drive responsibly, you will never ever stop them driving irresponsibly. Right, end of rant. So we're just coming into towards Belmont here. There's a reservoir on the left here. There's a boating club with yachts and various craft on it, as you can see. Well, you could see, perhaps not now. There you are. Yeah, sailing clubs and whatnot. So as I say, we're coming into Belmont now. I've turned right down here to go up Rivington Road. That's the Black Dog. Now I was up there Sunday just gone. Now that was the 3rd of July. It's now the 5th of July. I'm doing this voiceover, and they've chipped the whole road. Now when that video goes up, and it will do, and there's a special bonus on that video, but you'll have to wait for that one. Of course, it captures all this gravel chippings. It's bloody awful, deadly. So you really are forced to ride very with lots of caution. So that's the Black Dog, the pub on your right hand side, the church here, the steeple's been renovated. Now this on your left is known as the Blue Lagoon. I'm sure that's the Blue Lagoon. We've always known it as the Blue Lagoon, and unbelievably, one summer when it was really nice, Lynn and me actually swam in there. My word, you won't go in there now. They've made it, you know, you used to get cars parked on there, and people could have picnics and things, you know, by the water, and it were nice. But now it's just rusted old fencing, and you know, there's hardly any water in it, and it's just looks an eyesore. Now if you look at the video with photographs by Susan Rigby of www.sk-art.co.uk, you'll see the one with music where we ride up here, and when we get to the top where Susan's located, she takes photographs of the bike and our former FJR, and here's a photograph of the FJR just coming up shortly when we get to the top of this this hill. So yeah, we enjoyed that, and I ordered the original files, and we had 3 canvases done of that. Not of that session. The oh yeah, one of them's of that. Now she stands there on the left. There you are. Now that's Sylvie, our other FJR. So it's a really good photographer. Really good. And what we did, we just turned around here and went back down, and she took some more going down. So nice to look back on, because it's not often that you get chance for someone to, you know, take your picture when you're on your bike. So all this now has been chipped. All this road. Now they patched it up. You can see these black stretches of tarmac. And I thought, oh, you know, we thought that day it'd been a right nice job. And well, they had, but now they've put. I think that's silly. But there we go. He got past safely. You could have done what I've done there after I've overtaken, but anyway, as I said, they put chippings down, so all those white lines have all gone. The black patching obviously is underneath, so it's at least they haven't chipped it on top of potholes. But when you're coming down here, even at 30 miles an hour, I mean you allow 60 on here, but even at, you know, 20-30 miles an hour, you really are at risk of skidding on this bend here. And you can hear all the time these chips, stones, gravel, chippings, whatever you want to call them, kicking up under the mud guards. And when I got to the barn, the back tyre especially was full of chippings, and they were stuck on with tar, sticky tar. And you think, you know, it shouldn't be allowed to be done like this. It's just so wrong, bloody dangerous. And this road's like, you know, if you false teeth in, they'd be falling out, you know. They'd be chattering together. I'm like an old record, aren't I? I keep going on about these roads, but honestly, they really are. They're appalling. Maybe now we've got Brexit and we're out of Europe, and there's these that's calling for another referendum. Well, they can go and do one. We've had the referendum. We've had a democratic vote. 17 point something million voted to come out of the EU. The building in Strasbourg costs £200 million. I guess that's a year, I'm not sure. I read that this morning. 200 million, and it's only used about 3 days a week. You know, absolutely scandalous, but it's costing 200 million to run a building that's used less than half a week. So all these millions, 300 odd million pound a week that's coming from this country into Europe. Meanwhile, they're turning our lights off, street lights, motorway lights. They're not fixing the roads. So maybe, I mean the money's there. I've said before. There's at least 30 billion, not million, billion collected in motoring taxes every year off the poor motorist. And I think last time I spoke to Mark Morell, or Mr. Pothole, he needs support. Please support his Facebook page, Mr. Pothole. The last time I asked him about the figures, you know, and it was 3% of that colossal amount that gets spent on the roads. 3% out of 30 billion. That's 30,000 million pounds. Where's the rest going? And people complain about me going on about these roads, but actually, you know, people are dying. Cyclists are dying, motorcyclists are dying. horse riders are being thrown from their mounts because of potholes. So it does affect ordinary people, and if ordinary people don't want to care, they shove their head up their arse and think, well, you know, they're not bothered, oh, it doesn't affect me. Well, then think again, it does affect you. If one of your loved ones died because as a direct result of the roads, then you would be complaining, wouldn't you? So I try not to go on too much about it, but it really is, it does spoil you know, your riding. I mean, look at the state of this. After rainfall, it's a real mess, you know. But hey ho. So we're nearly at the barn. And it's lovely to be back on an FJR. It really is. We took Daphne up once, I think it was just once, and enjoyed that. But it's good to be back on an FJR. Incidentally, we sometimes see Daphne now, the BMW, because the chap that bought it, we're now friends on Facebook, and so, you know, he photographed her the other week, and hey, that's our old bike, you know. Not so old, it's a 2015, but he's delighted with it. I'm really happy that he loves it. It just wasn't for me or Lynn. So just up here is where Susan of sk-art.co.uk, this is where she stands now. Where I turn left, you'll see her on the left, and she took our photographs that day, and I've included some sort of, you know, a bit later on. Yeah, I've included them on part 2. I'm just thinking then the journey home. Oh, I did do a cap cam, so that's part 2. There she is. That's her mum with her. Yeah, Capcom is part 2, so it's only very, very short, but it just gives you a brief sort of walk around where the bikes are. I mean, last Sunday, just gone, the 3rd of July, it was a nice day and it was absolutely packed. But I was with Richard and Anne initially on their pan. And then when they left, I was delighted to get a message from Graham saying he was setting off, and within the hour he was with me, and we were having a good chat and a good natter and a brew, and so it was great. A lovely day spent up at the barn, sadly without Lynn this time. I always like to be with Lynn, but as I say, it's nice to get together with Graham for a natter rather than just riding. And there we are. Just I ended up parking down here to the left, where he's just coming out of there. And there we are. That's these are the photographs that Lynn took. Don't know who he is. Yeah, that haze is from the barbecue. All the smell is good. Oh, it is. Oh, look. Oh, don't she look well? Oh, I'm proud of that bike. It's only a matter of just over 2 weeks before we go off to the Isle of Man, as I speak, and then Scotland the week after for a few days. really looking forward to those two excursions. Yeah, it's a good atmosphere up at the barn, it really is. Yeah, that's an IT 1200 IT Triumph. 1977, 78. Right, well, that's about it. So for this part, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you on part 2. As I say, it's a cap cam, so I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.